Good morning. Happy hump day. Can you
Good
believe we're
morning.
halfway through the week?
Unbelievable. Time flies when you're having fun.
It does. I'm here with Tommy Patterson from Nexa Lending. You may have known it as Nexa Mortgage, but it is Nexa Lending. And he is going to answer a few questions for us about taxes and insurance and about how fast you can close on a loan and other things. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always put questions in the chat for us. So, let's just get into that. How about those taxes and insurance going up? What is that about?
Well, they're not necessarily going up, I guess. Home prices are just coming down. So they're high compared to they're high for the purchase price because prices are going down a little bit. So, if a property has last year was bought at 350 or 340 or whatever, and now it's 300,000, then those taxes and the insurance is based on that, what the price or that what that home value was last year. So, it may or may not correct itself, but the purchase price will offset it a little bit. But those taxes are higher because of that reason, and insurance for that matter.
Is there any benefit for taxes if you buy right now?
Well, there's always benefits. However, you wouldn't necessarily reap the benefits of purchasing, between now and the end of the year, or you wouldn't benefits from the tax purposes until 2027, basically. Because if we close in December, which is very possible, of course, you wouldn't have any interest that you paid on your mortgage because your first mortgage payment would not be due until February. So if we close in December, your first mortgage payment would be in February. So you wouldn't, reap the benefits of owning a home for tax purposes until you filed your taxes for 2027.
So you still get a benefit, it's just next year.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And so we are coming. I cannot believe Thanksgiving is next week.
Right, right.
So can we still get in the home by Christmas?
Absolutely, absolutely. The average closing time is usually anywhere from like 21 to 30 days. So it's November the 19th. So yeah, absolutely. There's plenty of time to get in a home before the holidays and before the end of the year for sure.
But they need to get the ball rolling, really go
Right.
to it, right?
Yeah, because it's going to take you some time to find a house once you're pre-approved and that kind of thing. So yeah, need to get the ball rolling for sure. Fill out that application.
And then since it is Christmas, we all like to spend a little bit more for Christmas. It's so tempting.
Right.
But what are some things that we should be careful of during this season if we want to buy a home?
Right. Well, you don't want to, you don't want to spend your down payment, your money for closing costs, your money for prepaid items. If you're serious about purchasing a home, you don't want to acquire any monthly debt. You don't want to, go out and purchase a car and have a four or five, $600 car payment because that affects your debt to income ratio. I suggest if you do want to buy a home or not a home or a car or a boat or something like that, wait till you actually close on your house and then it's not going to affect you as much because sometimes it actually affects your credit too. If you do go out and buy a car, not only does it affect your debt to income, it will affect your credit score as well.
Yeah, and lenders, they check that again before closing.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
They will do a soft pull to make sure you haven't opened up any more credit. And if you have, then that's gonna change everything. I've had it happen before. So
And how about the amount of cash in your bank account? Is that pertinent to anything? As long as you have your down payment and everything. So if you wanted to spend cash for Christmas, should you just hold on your cash as well?
well, it kind of depends. Sometimes you're going to need a little more cash depending on the loan program, depending on your credit score, that type of thing. Sometimes you do need more money, above and beyond down payment, closing costs, and prepaids. If your credit score is kind of on the lower end, the underwriter may require that you have, anywhere from 1 to 3 months in reserves um, to make the file go through and be approved. So it just kind of depends on your situation, but the more money you have in your account, the better off your file or the stronger your file will be.
Well, there's good discounts after Christmas usually.
That's true.
Get
That's
those after Christmas sales.
right.
Get all those Christmas socks for next year.
Right. There you go. I have a good friend, and that's what she does. She waits till after all the holidays, Halloween, candy, Christmas, clothes, whatever. It's crazy, but yeah, it's a good idea to do that.
And what kind of loans are available right now?
I mean, we have access to like dozens of loan products. It really just kind of depends on that person's situation, what they have as far as money saved, whether they're a self-employed person, whether they're a W-2 person, if they are a veteran, because veterans have access to the VA loan. Um, it really just depends on each person's situation. We try to make it as easy on them or put them in the best situation loan wise as possible. So it makes it less stressful on them and it makes it easier for us.
Are there any programs that have recently closed that people are used to getting? Are there any changes?
Not to my knowledge. One of my down payment assistance programs that we were allowed to go to a 580 credit score. They discontinued that. Um, but I do have a couple other investors that will go down to a 600. So that's the only one as of right now that I'm aware of.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're
Thanks for
welcome.
the information.
You're welcome.
And of course, we'd love to hear from others. If they have any questions, they can reach out to us and or join us live and put it in the chat, and we'll be happy to answer the questions. And if you want to join live or get a recording of this one or future Zoom meetings, just let us know and we'll make sure you get that. And we are not meeting next Wednesday because it is Thanksgiving. And I know I'm going to be cooking a lot Wednesday night. So
Mhm.
I hope everybody enjoys their holiday. Happy Thanksgiving. And I will see you after Thanksgiving. Thank you, Tommy, so much. Tommy Patterson from Nexa Lending.
Yeah, my pleasure. Have a good Thanksgiving. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thank you. Enjoy your day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.